Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of High Energy Girl. And today, Debbie Wagner, who is a physician's assistant and the lead coach at High Energy Girl, we're going to talk about why you should ditch the sugar, how to get rid of the cravings, as well as some clarification of the difference between artificial and natural sweeteners. So let's go say hi to Debbie. Hey everyone, welcome to High Energy Girl, a podcast helping women to age stronger because it is never too late to get fit, be strong, and feel sexy. I'm your host, Tracee Gluhite, health coach and personal trainer and founder of highenergygirl.com. Each week, we will either have a guest interview, which will provide you encouragement or an actionable tip to help you age stronger, or I will do a solo episode. Please also join our awesome Facebook group called High Energy Girls, and I'm looking forward to see you on the inside of that group and hope you enjoy today's show. Hey everyone, this is Tracee, and I have a special announcement. In order for me to help more women age stronger, I have created a 90-day one-on-one coaching program. And the goal here is to teach women over 50 how to age stronger while burning fat and boosting energy without going hungry or living in the gym. If you'd like more information, please hit me up at Tracee@highenergygirl.com or friend me on Facebook and send me a message. I have a goal of transforming 1,000 women in the next year, and I hope you are one of them. So my favorite reason for ditching sugar is because sugar breaks down into glucose. So it doesn't matter if it's an apple, a potato, a piece of bread, or a cupcake. All sugar metabolizes into glucose, and glucose feeds cancer cells.
Absolutely it does. And not only does it do that, it also triggers insulin. Insulin goes way up. As soon as there's sugar in the bloodstream, your insulin comes out because it's got to take some of the sugar out. And what is insulin? It's the fat storage hormone. Oh my gosh, do you want to be a fat storer or do you want to be a fat burner? So that's another reason to hate sugar. It raises your insulin, which causes you to go right into fat storing mode.
Absolutely. And Alzheimer's is considered to be type 3 diabetes. And since my mom has Alzheimer's, I'm extremely aware of the sugar effect on Alzheimer's. And type 2 diabetes is on the rise. They're expecting a third to a half of our children today to have type 2 diabetes in their lifetime.
Which is going to lead right into Alzheimer's because there's a direct correlation with increased sugar and Alzheimer's. Yes. Another reason why you should ditch sugar is because it raises your LDL and triglycerides, which then damages the intima of all your arteries. Why do diabetics get strokes? Because it ruins, and heart attacks, it ruins the intima of the arteries. They blame the cholesterol, but guess what, guys? It is the sugar. Directly correlated. They know this. The increase in sugar raises LDL and triglycerides, not fat. So that's another reason to hate sugar.
And my other reason for hating sugar is because the sugar affects your brain just like cocaine. They've done studies on mice that show that given a choice between Oreo cookies and cocaine, both highly addictive, the mice will actually choose the Oreo cookies. It directly lights up the same pleasure centers of your brain, leading you to crave more and more and more.
And that's why you cannot stop with one or two. You have to just keep going. Sugar is so highly addictive. I love that one. Another one, not that we need another one, but there's more. Sugar actually increases the aging process. It's sort of like you can think of oxidative stress and how metal, when it gets wet, it rusts. Sugar does that inside your body. It actually accelerates the aging process.
That must be why we both look so young, Deb.
I will take it.
So I hope that convinces everyone. We're going to talk about how you can actually ditch the sugar from your diet. So, Coach Deb, what is your first one?
Well, one of the greatest things you need to do is start reading the labels. You can pick up all kinds of food and it'll say keto on it. It'll say sugar free on it. And you'll turn it around. And lo and behold, the second ingredient ends in OSE. That is sugar. Okay. They try to sneak it in. They don't call it sugar, but sucrose is sugar. Fructose, OSE, is sugar. So they try to sneak it in. If you are unsure, Google the word, see what it means, but it's usually sugar. So my biggest tip is turn over the package and read the ingredients. The other thing is there's more of the ingredient the closer it is in. Like the first word in the ingredients usually is the most of what is in that item. So if something is last, then there's the least amount in there. But just read the labels, guys. Don't look at just the carbs and don't look at the front of the package. You got to turn it over.
Yeah, last week at Costco, remember that one package I sent you in? It says keto friendly or keto right on it. It's a snack. And when I turned it over, it had pure cane sugar and rice syrup, which is both sugar. I was so angry.
Yeah, they will try to trick you. You have to be your own detective, your own sugar detective. Yeah, it's crazy. And that blew my mind when I saw that.
That was bad. And so then with that said, clean out your environment. You know, your brain hormones actually will fire off just anticipating you having that sugary snack. So if you have stuff lurking in your pantry or in your refrigerator, you need to ditch it so that your mind, you know, out of sight, out of mind.
I love that one because I always know if there's something in there and you think about it, you're not going to, it's easier if it's just not there. Clean it out. Get rid of it. I love that one. Another one is don't get yourself to the point where you are so hungry or you're craving sweets. Satiate your body with the fats and proteins. Don't think about what you can't have. Think about the plethora of food you can have. You can have some bacon. You can have a hamburger. You can put some mayonnaise on there. Satiate yourself so you're not feeling deprived, so you're not wondering what's missing. Okay, just think of what you can have, not what you can't have. Makes it so much easier because there's so much you can have.
Oh, absolutely. Avocado. And crowd out that garbage with a healthy alternative. So on our YouTube channel, Debbie made a great avocado mousse, and we have a recipe for chocolate peanut butter fat bombs that will actually crowd out the craving.
I love that. Just have that in the refrigerator because we all, every now and then, get a craving. And if you have that ready and available, you're just not going to fail. You're going to do great. Love those alternatives.
And I think the last one I would like to add is manage your stress, because oftentimes when we crave chocolate or sweets, it's because we are either trying to increase pleasure or avoid pain. So when we're stressed out, that's when we always reach for that chocolate or sweet treat so that we are trying to get that dopamine hit.
I love that. That is so true. Take some deep breaths, meditate, and we'll have a video on de-stressing too. But I love that. It goes hand in hand with everything.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about sweeteners now, and the two that you want to ditch is aspartame and sucralose. Sucralose is really harmful in your gut microbiome, and we know that we have more bacteria in our body than we do have cells. So we want healthy bacteria and not the bad bugs. And aspartame is a chemical that has been linked to other problems in health, such as cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's, strokes, seizures, and even dementia.
Yeah, terrible. And it's in everything. If you look on the back, you'll see sucralose, Splenda, aspartame, horrible. But the three that you can use that are not harmful are what they call natural sweeteners. They come from nature, but they're also artificial sweeteners. But that's the monk fruit, the stevia, and the erythritol. And those are safe sweeteners. And of course, you want to get to the point where you don't need sweeteners. And if you satiate yourself with fats and proteins, you won't have to turn and look for these sweet alternatives.
Absolutely. And I think the confusion with the natural sweeteners being called artificial is because they actually take the plant, say stevia for instance, and then they process it in a lab, but it begins with a healthy plant and it doesn't create a rise in your blood sugar. So that's why it is safe for you to do it without detrimental health problems to most people, depending on your level of insulin sensitivity.
Exactly. But just remember, guys, eat your protein, eat your fats. The longer you ditch the carbs, the less you will crave these things. I used to never be able to have these things in the house. I couldn't have anything sweet in the house because I would crave it. Now, 4 years later, I can honestly say there could be ice cream in the refrigerator and I don't even think about it. And I don't crave it. It could be right in front of me. I don't even want to lick my finger if ice cream happens to get on there. And that takes a while, but it does happen. I can honestly tell you, the cravings go away.
Yeah. And especially if they are asking themselves why they're craving what they're craving. Like, what is this craving trying to do for you? But we as a country need to change our palate and ditch that sweet craving by adding more fat, more protein, and more micronutrient dense vegetables to keep you satisfied longer.
I love that. And if that in the beginning you need a little help, a little hand holding, which we all do, you can make something with some safe sweeteners and just stay away from the Splenda and stay away from the dangerous effects of that.
Have you seen Food Matters? Yeah. It's a great documentary that talks about the dangers of aspartame and MSG, saying those are the two most toxic food chemicals on the planet.
No, I have got to watch that.
Yeah, check it out.
Food Matters. I will. Thank you. I will definitely watch that. But we do know Food Matters. And you guys, in the beginning, when you first start ditching the carbs, you can make the keto sweets. Just use the safe sweeteners and stay away from the Splenda and stay away from the aspartame.
Good stuff.
Not for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this information. If you'd like some more details, please hit us up on Facebook so that we can answer any questions that you have and help you commit to ditching the sugar. If you haven't already done so, will you please head on over to iTunes, leave us a rating and review so that more people can find the show and learn this valuable information from us and our guests. This podcast contains the opinion and thoughts of its host and guests. It is intended to provide helpful and informative material on the subjects covered. All statements made on the podcast have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. If the listener requires professional assistance or advice, please contact your personal medical doctor. Both host and guest specifically disclaim any responsibility for any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the contents of these episodes. Like I said, this is my opinion and I could be wrong.